Good morning! It's our turn to present. Sit back, relax, and pay attention. This is our group members. Now, let's understand the case study together. Innovative Inc. is a company listed in New York Stock Exchange. This is John. John is the CFO of Innovative Inc. He would like to set up a global finance operation in Penang. But the problem is, John is not sure the right structure and strategy for the finance center. Because currently, the finance operation of Innovative Inc. are supported by respective countries in Asia Pacific and Europe. In this presentation, we will uncover the reason of choosing Penang as a strategic location for the GBS Center, the effective structure to be used, long-term plan, challenges, and strategies of setting up GBS company. Penang is a perfect place to set up a GBS company because it offers multifaceted and sustainable talent, infrastructure and accessibility, and it's a livable city.
GBS structure. There are three stages in GBS structure. The first one is transactional service. Activities should also be placed on end-to-end finance process, while end-to-end process ownership can benefit a single function through record to report. This could be more benefit that can be reaped in end-to-end process through different functions such as proceed to pay and order to cash. This can deliver cost saving and improve operational performance with significant improvement in customer service. Next is value added. Value added services is to increase customer satisfaction. This can be done by providing the services to internal customers such as financial planning and analysis, which can drive up the effectiveness of finance functions to the organization. This requires customization with each local entity requiring services that are specifically tailored to this customer. However, most of the transactional are low value added activities that can be more efficient performed in the centralized environment at the Global Finance Operations Center. Moreover, this is to free up the local finance planning and analysis resource to perform more valuable business partnering activities. Moving up the pyramid, the final stage will be the state of strategic business partnering. Finance business partnering, it's all about the supporting the organization as the whole to raise the standard key decision-making areas with the support of consulting tools to influence the different options and business decisions. By providing tailored value-added services to business unit, it's highly likely for finance professionals to have some form of closer business relationship with respective business units. Lastly, in providing service to the internal customer, finance professionals place themselves in the place where they are able to influence the decision made by the respective business regarding their operation that can affect the whole organization.
The long-term plan of Innovative Inc.'s Global Finance Operations Center will be based on KPMG's 5-level GBS maturity model to guide along the way from startup towards maturity. The center starts off from a decentralized service delivery model that is functionally focused on finance alone, offering transactional services to Europe and Asia Pacific. As a transaction processing center, it eventually achieves economies of scale and transitions from level 1 to level 2 by consolidating other functions such as accounts payable and payroll, accounts receivable, and financial planning and analysis, thus gradually driving end-to-end processes. Level 1 and Level 2 of the maturity model enables the center to move from a siloed services to a more streamlined service delivery model. In Level 3, the center will adopt a multifunctional service delivery model that still operates in silos, as the processes and technology used by the functions are yet to be harmonized. It upscales to Level 4 with the harmonization of processes and technology available. With the harmonization of processes and technology, the center will finally achieve maturity in Level 5 by going multifunctional. Starting off from finance, it eventually integrates these functions and finally takes on the role as a global business service. Based on previous explanation, it can be seen that the ultimate goal of the center is to go multifunctional and digital. But why digital? Let's find out. Instead of a transaction processor, digitalization helps the center to become an insight generator as well as a strategic asset by providing agility. For example, in carrying out transactional activities in Level 1 and Level 2, the center could implement RPA to automate its transaction services and upskill its human resources to provide value-added activities. From Level 3 onwards, it can also implement machine learning and artificial intelligence to provide speedy and accurate business insights to its customers. Finally, it can also adopt cloud-based solutions to facilitate efficient transfer of data and information among cross-functional business units.
Talking about technology advancement and going digital, COVID-19 has shown us many digital opportunities as well as consistently deploying new systems to support remote work. Technology created new opportunities, but at the same time, it also created risks to the organization as well. However, we can respond to this risk by having a proper business continuity plan to resume the business in the event of disruption such as cyber attack and disaster. The next question we will ask is how to carry out a proper business continuity plan. As we can see from here, the first thing we should do is to align the damages with appropriate measures and bring experts to help when necessary. This followed by a business impact analysis to identify the critical areas and the effect of disruption. The business impact analysis will help us to identify things like how frequent the data need to be backed up and how far back the IT department should stretch back to restore its lost data. And of course, all this will be supported by a team that possesses relevant skill and mainly in charge of executing the plan. So here's a few key takeaways for business continuity plan. First, review and make improvement annually. As we all know, technology evolves over time and there may be employees leaving or joining the organization throughout the year. So it's really important to keep employees aware of the plan. Not only that, cash flow planning as a funding source during crisis or disaster is one of the areas where organizations always omitted. An organization should always ask questions like what if the revenue fell by 10% or even 20% and what should the organization do to deal with this kind of problem. Of course, GBS will always face various challenges from setting up to growing into the state of strategy business partnering. But if you wish to find out more on how to deal with these kind of challenges, please continue watching.
For the next part, we'll be talking about what the company faces the most, which are the challenges. For Innovative Co, finding and recruiting the right talent is one of the challenges that the company will face. This is because, as we know, GBS involves a highly transactional work, where the work is very complex compared to the traditional one and it requires a necessary skill set for the business to operate efficiently. The inability to adapt refers to the current employees, where they are unable to adapt to the changes made to the business environment. The human resource department, on the other side, will have to hustle in recruiting the right talents, which are the qualified talents, into the organization. This is why the management will have to come up with strategies which include training programs and modules so that all the current employees and potential employees are equipped with the necessary skill set. They should also brief the human resource department so that only qualified talents are recruited into the organization. And they can also test the talents so that they are able to fit into the organization or not to reduce the turnover rates in the future. Next part, we will be ensuring the alignment of process. As we know, GBS involves firms all over the world. This is where GPO comes in place, which are the global process owners who carry out end-to-end process in functional silos and business unit boundaries. They should carry out regular meetings and calls to make sure that the current and potential employees are updated with the changes. And also they should carry out training to make sure the employees know what to do and how to do their work according to the changes being made so that the processes are aligned. For the management, they should encourage potential GPO to make sure that they are carrying out a good collaboration with the stakeholders to add an enterprise value added into the organization. For the final challenge that Innovative Co will have to face will be sustaining in the COVID-19 pandemic. As we know, COVID-19 has affected many organizations, especially the finance operating centers. It has also given rise to cybersecurity issues due to poor protection system for most companies. To overcome these strategies, the company would firstly have to equip them with a good protection system to prevent hackers, for example, or third party from obtaining private and confidential information of the company. The company should also measure employee productivity by keeping up-to-date updates with the progress of the employees, because most of the company carry out work from home strategy and this can be done through virtual meetings. Thank you.
GBS is not one size fits all, because every company will have their own unique circumstances. Second, setting up process will involve many stakeholders, therefore conflicts are inevitable. So Innovative Inc. should have an excellent change management And lastly, it is in high advantage for Innovative Inc. to have technological competence, since the GBS industry highly rely on technology.